Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Bell King playing some Assassinate. I believe this is on some competitive Assassinate on the Boston something. I don't think it's the Northern, it's the Harbor. There we go. Boston Harbor. And Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is coming out. Yay, hip hip hooray. A lot of people are really negative about Assassin's Creed 3. A lot of hardcore players, and that's one thing that I've noticed. Maybe it's just me, I could be wrong, but there's more hardcore players in this community than casual players. Some people might not agree, but from my personal experience and my personal opinion, in my experience playing this game, I think there are way more hardcore players. And hardcore players does not mean good player. Hardcore player just means that there are a lot of players who play this game on a weekly, consistent basis. And I believe there are a lot of hardcore players who play this game more so than casual players. And those hardcore players, which is, in my opinion, at least 75% of this community, they do not like this game. I cannot speak for Xbox, but I know a fair amount of people who I've talked to on PS3 who do not like Assassin's Creed 3, and I love that reverse drop stun, by the way. And everybody, has their own reasons. They feel their own way about Assassin's Creed 3, but I can basically go in any gaming community at the end of the game's life cycle, and people will be very negative about the game. So that isn't a surprise. I think that is a factor, that the game is at the end of the life cycle, but maybe there's something else to it, because people aren't necessarily eager for the next Assassin's Creed. They're kind of like, it'll probably be a piece of shit. And I've talked to people who didn't necessarily say AC4 is going to be a piece of shit, but they don't really have high hopes. They expect doom and gloom. They expect bad things to happen. So if I were Ubisoft, because I'm not really looking at it from a gamer's perspective, because I always look at things from a gamer's perspective because I'm obviously a gamer. I'm looking at it from Ubisoft's perspective specifically because I'm trying to think, like, my feelings would be hurt, honestly, if I was Ubisoft and I put millions into making this game, a lot of effort. I would say the same amount of people who make a game are the same amount of people who make a movie, and there's a lot of people who, put blood, sweat, and tears into Assassin's Creed 3. And to know that the bulk of the gaming community don't even care about Assassin's Creed 3. I would be, as a gaming developer, as a gaming publisher, I would be pissed off. Like, man, we made this game, and our community doesn't even like it anymore. Whether that's good, whether or not people should like AC3 or not, who knows if that's justified or not. But the fact remains is that a lot of people don't care for this game anymore, and Jello just jumps for no reason, and I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but he looked kind of funny jumping like that. But anyways, if I made a game, I would want people to appreciate it. I would want people to play it and like it. And no game is perfect, I realize that, but people don't like the current game, which is AC3, and they don't have high expectations for the next one, which is AC4 Black Flag. And if I was Ubisoft, honestly, I'd be pretty pissed off. That does not sound good for this Assassin's Creed community. Number one being is that this community isn't very big to begin with. It's one of the smallest out there. And so if you have a small community, and that small community doesn't even appreciate what's out right now, that doesn't bode well for AC4. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft will sell copies of Black Flag anyways, but I'm eager to see the lifespan of that game. And I have no idea why he's dancing in circles. I have no idea what that was. And here we go. GeloCool is about to jump at me again. I swear. These prestige players, I don't care what system you go on, they jump at you. People are so obsessed with reverse drop stuns in this game that they jump at you constantly. There's Fatal God. Let's jump at him. Oh, Fatal God. I'm gonna jump at him. Oh, Fatal God. Oh, I'm gonna jump at him. Like, it's so redundant. Like, come up with a different strategy, man. Don't jump at me like all day, every day, 99% of the time, and you're not even getting the fucking reverse drop stun. But I digress. Moving on. But it would be nice if this gaming community got better. Let me take that back. First off, that was a really laggy kill. Like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't. There's how do you? That was so like. There's no defense against that lag. But anyways, I would like to see the gaming community grow. I think this is a great franchise. You know, I'm not gonna go into detail about what's wrong with the game, but coming up right here, that guy earned that grab kill. Props to you, bro. I had no idea you were even in my vicinity. You were super close to me. I dropped my guard and you deserve that kill, buddy. Right here I could have smoke bombed, and I wanted to smoke bomb, but I did not. I hesitated, mainly because I thought I had enough room to avoid Jello in that situation, but I did not. I mean, most of the time if you're that close, the smoke will be dropped, but I thought I could evade it. I thought I had enough room to operate and move, but I did not. But hopefully, I think Ubisoft really needs to take advantage of the Xbox One and PS4 to make Black Flag as great of a game as they possibly can. Take advantage of whatever the power is in these new generation consoles, because quite honestly, there's been so many good players who have stopped playing this game, and I'm not talking about recently. There's a lot of good players, and I'm mainly talking from a PlayStation perspective. I can think of a lot of good players who used to play AC3 on a consistent basis, and they stopped in early January, right when that Animus hack occurred. So, and that's another thing. It took Ubisoft like 10,000 years to patch the Animus hack on PlayStation. And when they did, quote unquote, patch it, it wasn't even patched. Like a week and a half later, they were back to Animus hacking. And I've never in my life seen a gaming developer say, oh yeah, it's patched, and they didn't even patch it. It's like patched for like 5 minutes, and people are like back to hacking. So, they need to work. Ubisoft #1 needs to learn how to patch their game, and patch is just a fancy word to fix your shit. They need to learn how to fix their shit better. And #2, they need to satisfy their consumers, because their fan base, which in my opinion consists of the majority of hardcore gamers, they don't like the game. I've seen a lot of people in this community on YouTube playing Brotherhood, and that's because they don't want to play AC3. And from a gaming developer standpoint, that's the last thing you want. The people who buy your game don't even like it. And you got a new game coming out, and they have bad hopes about it. So hopefully something good happens. Hopefully AC4 is the game that's gonna make people say, hey, this is a fun game, I want to play it. But I don't know. I just know for one thing as a fact that people right now, they would rather play Brotherhood. They would rather play anything but AC3, so much so that some people even sell their games. But this is Belkin. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you guys later.